continue on to Chapter 11. Chapter 10 was pretty eventful. Does anybody remember how it started?
You're giving up on retelling that?
No. I'm letting... Oh, my God.
It started in the dining hall.
What did you say, Stella?
I said it started in the dining hall.
It sure did. And in the dining hall, all of you found a feast of food that nobody trusted, along with some ghosts that seemed to be trapped in their routines. Charlotte also discovered a shield with a raven's crest above the fireplace, and immediately began searching for clues of things. Your searches and checks around the dining hall eventually led all of you back into the kitchen and then into the larder, where you guys were met by a, say, disgusting creature, I guess. A creature that seems to have left its mark on James's weapon, to say the least.
All I had to do was take a feature, and that wouldn't even happen. So, ma'am.
Yep. Rough times. I gave you the answers, and you shunned them.
Gave me the answers, yeah.
Once you were able to defeat...
destroy your weapon, James.
Yeah, always.
Guess what my next few features I'm taking are?
After you defeated the rot monster and you drew the key ring from amidst its caustic material, all of you also decided to collect some of the material and make some, I believe, Molotov cocktails out of some extra alcohol in case they were needed later. Mm-hmm. And eventually, you guys explored the servants' quarters and the butler's room that were past the larder, or past the kitchen and the larder. And you found some interesting things there too. You found a skeleton that had a ghost kind of attached to it that you talked to for a while. And learned was some kind of servant who was terrified of the family of the house, we'll say. Additionally, I believe that you guys found after you broke into the butler's room and you collected some materials from in there. I believe you guys decided to leave the boarded up door alone.
No, we tried to get in it.
You tried to get in it? What happened?
Yeah, it just didn't work.
Yeah.
It's too high of a...
Save you the embarrassment, but yeah, you're right.
Whatever it is.
It wasn't even that high. You guys just...
if only our rebuilds were in place, James, you probably could have done it now.
Yeah.
Let's go back.
Let's go back in time. No, because instead all of you worked your way back out to the entry chamber and found the room that led down below the manor behind the staircase leading up. And instead of trying your luck upstairs or on the east side of the downstairs, all of you decided to see if you could work together to figure out how to get past the blocked entryway and deeper into the manor.
We're so good.
You guys are pretty good. I mean, you used the caustic material to melt the bars a little bit. Unfortunately, you still weren't able to force them open. And when that happened, Maximilian decided to take it into his own hands, and he broke 2 separate enchantments on the entryway, and then teleported all of you one at a time to the other side of the bars.
Smoke and mirrors, though. It's not
Smoke
real.
and mirrors, not real.
It's not real.
It's all an act. Right,
also,
Max?
earlier, we're in the dining room.
Y'all just gotta suck in your gut a little, you know? And it's all just...
Think
the
thin.
power of belief is really incredible.
Excellent trick.
He doesn't really have a gut.
Jensen does.
And he's not sucking it in for anybody.
He can't think thin.
Too many carbs.
We also, a lot earlier in the dining room, we looked through, because we had the lantern on, we ended up meeting the bishop's brother or uncle or something at the table. He was the only one sitting at the table, and we talked to him for a little while. I don't remember exactly what he said, but
the Ghostwick candle did reveal another, a family member. Yeah. He was an uncle to the children. You're not sure.
Branson Harlow.
Branson Harlow, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we pick up with chapter 11 there, as all of you descend towards the darkness of the staircase. What do you do?
I'm gonna kind of push my way to the front and have my sword drawn.
Okay. When you pull the sword and draw it, it glows with a blue light.
Yep.
As you lead the party down, you enter a stone chamber with a cold, stale air that kind of like overtakes the nostrils, especially if any of you have any kind of like heightened senses. It's like really overwhelming. And it is, once again, the smell of rot. This time, or this chamber, and its stonework is full of familiar cracks. The roots of the rot that's been growing up and out all around the manor and the grounds seems to be coming from here. There's archways to the left and right of your party and ahead of you, with partially open, massive wooden doors. Each of these doors are braced in an iron and clearly designed to be like closed and locked in case of emergency, and even probably withstand like a small battering ram. Each of these doors is identical, but only from your left do you hear any noise. You hear a cold voice. Now, Charles, I need you to focus for me, son. They've gotten here faster than I had imagined, and I'll need your help. Daddy will need your help. What are all of you doing?
I'll whisper to Jensen, should we go fuck that guy up?
Well, that sounds like the bishop. Who else would be saying that down here? My swords. How far can we see down that hallway at all? Is it like super faint?
The door's cracked, but you would need to like walk up to it and like push it open a little bit to look in. Unless one of you has another way. There's also a door to your right. You're not hearing any noise there, and there's a door ahead.
Well, it sounds like they think we have a jump on them anyways. Why don't we check out this door and maybe lay an ambush? And he'll point to the one on the right. That doesn't have any sound behind it.
It's not a bad idea. We should definitely keep an eye out for any traps or anything that that he might have laid. After all, this is likely where he would most want to protect.
But getting in there before him is paramount. Go. I'll like nudge everybody forward, and I'll take like a step down towards the left door, and like so everyone goes before me, and then I'll follow them.
I'll go in front.
I'll go behind the...
You're going to the door to the opposite side of the voices? Okay. All right. So as you walk up to that door, you reach for the handle, and it kind of creaks and whines with the rust of its metal, and then it shifts and kind of awkwardly opens up, kind of jarring in front of you. Inside, all of you can see what looks like the flicker of candlelight off of the stone, and you hear a great, and you hear some shuffling ahead.
I'll put my finger to my lips as I look behind it, everybody.
Who's at the front right now?
V.
Me.
So V, you're looking into... Where's your fig?
I put it on the... Yeah.
You've just pushed this door open, and you're looking into what looks like a small reception area. When you look in, you see the source of the sound It's what appears to be a very strange-looking human man. He looks very old. He has elongated ears that end in chipped, scarred points. And he has a kind of a scraggly white beard with a blunted nose. And he is stepping up what looks like on a walking path that's raised behind the desk, waiting to see who's going to come through the door. It looks like he might only be like 3.5 feet tall.
I found an old midget. And it's really weird. There's a reception area in the basement.
It's possible that this was not always the basement. Does this man look friendly at all?
You look back in.
I don't trust people that short.
You see him press like a clawed finger up to his nose and just blow a bunch of rotted snot onto the desk area.
Rocky baby.
Doesn't look very trustworthy.
Perhaps just one or two of us should go in at first. Maybe distract him or get him to leave. I can't imagine he would be amenable to our entire group traipsing into his abode. I'll go in with you, V. I'll kind of look behind me and see if everyone's okay with that.
I'm not leaving, Dad.
That's fair. Perhaps the two of you should go in.
Yes, the two of us could go.
Okay.
I'll look at Max and wink every time.
Max will shrug.
Sure, I'll
Alright.
go in with Dari.
Charlotte, are you staying outside?
Yeah, I'm gonna let them go. I want to just have like
The two of you
at a time.
The two of you walk in. You smell like trouble. And you, he turns and he looks at you, V. You smell like death.
What's that? Uncommon.
It's uncommon for people that aren't in chains in the back. You here for something? Have you been sent by Gareth?
Yes. He told us that you were expecting us.
I don't think he did. He doesn't usually make mistakes like that, and I'm not expecting anybody, let alone a talking zombie. I thought all of you were locked upstairs in one of the servants' rooms.
No. I was one of the successful ones, so he sent me down to you.
I wasn't aware of a successful one. Well, I don't need you right now. Perhaps you should go see if the gardener needs any help.
Are you sure? He definitely said I should report to you. And I don't want to make him angry.
He squints. Make a persuasion test. This is against a target number of 15.
Okay, so I failed that.
What do you try to say to push it? Or do you just awkwardly stare at him?
Hold on. Shit, I haven't taken the feature yet that lets me use my brawn for intimidation. I was gonna try and
I did.
scare him, but that won't work yet.
Right, anyway.
I mean, I could try it anyway. Well, I can't get a 15 there either.
Not necessarily going to be the same target number if you do a different type of test.
That's fair. Yeah, I'll look at him and go, look, I don't care what you were told. I was told to come here and that you would tell me what to do. And I am not going to go get tortured by him anymore. So tell me what to do now.
All right, make an intimidation test against a target number of 12.
I can't pass that either.
He's gonna look at you, and then he's gonna lean forward into your face, and he's gonna start like driving his clawed finger into the ground like you were doing with your finger, and he's gonna say, "All right, you want something to do? Bend over, pull your balls out. I'm gonna cut them off and feed them to you."
I'm gonna grab his face and just lift him up.
Okay. Ah! Ah! God! Yeah, he's like reaching down towards the desk where there's like a letter opener on the wood.
If you're going to take him out, do it quickly. We don't want him
Okay.
screaming.
I'm just gonna chuck him face first into the wall
Into the
on
like
the opposite side of the room. Yeah,
Right.
over here.
Make an attack roll for me, like an offense roll, like you would normally.
Wait, what the fuck was that?
You guys hear some shifting inside, and then you hear some grumbling, and then you hear. And when you push open the door behind the two of them, you see a small, gremlinish man collapsed against the wall, face covered in blood, completely unconscious.
I told you little people weren't trustworthy.
I trust your discussion went well.
You didn't want to cooperate.
Yes, I know. Well, shall we?
Can I check and see if this guy's alive still?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
He is unconscious.
While that's happening, I'm gonna poke around like behind that counter a little
Sure.
bit. I just want to see what he had back there.
Make a study test against target number 10.
I think I auto passed that.
I think you do too, actually.
Yeah.
There's a ring of keys on his belt that look like they're cell keys. Additionally, this door behind his desk is unlocked, and there's a lever next to it that opens this larger door on the opposite side to go deeper.
Can I get over the desk?
Yeah, you can. You're kind of an old lady, so
Yeah, I'll find a way over there.
yeah,
Step up
it's
on
not
something.
necessarily elegant, but
Yeah, sure.
and then you're over here.
Yeah. Does he have anything behind this desk that looks? Are there like papers, or is there like a?
Not really. There's a ledger here, and it's got a fairly long, spaced-out list of names. Most of them are derivative of people that would have been living in Albion at the time period that this community disappeared, or
Okay.
whatever happened that led to it physically being here instead of there. And you would notice that there's scrawled notes on cells to put them in, equipment that's needed and stuff, and they're always signed off by Gareth Harlow.
Okay. I'll kind of, as I'm flipping through it, I'll say to the room, looks like this might have been holding cells of some kind. Everything was signed off by Gareth himself.
He did say that there were people back there and that he wasn't expecting me.
We best get the lay of this place before we cause any more commotion.
So I believe this lever here might operate that door. Let me know when you're ready and I'll open it. Also, this door's unlocked as well.
So either way, we get inside.
Was this door closed when we came up to it? We opened it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna take one last look around, kind of like through the crack in the door, and then as we start to move towards the door, I'm gonna slowly close the door behind us and like quietly, or as quietly as I can.
Yeah, make a stealth test against a target number of 6.
Oh, that's. Yeah. Eight.
Okay. You close as quietly as you can. It's still pretty
Sure.
squeaky from the
I get
rust. Do you pull the lever and open the door?
Yeah. I was about to say, once he closes the door, I'll pull the lever.
Both of these doors open and the party can progress further. You would find a locked cell door here, and you would find an open passage leading deeper over here. And this appears to be an area where cell guards and stuff would basically take a secondary position to whoever was watching the main area.
There's nobody in there currently.
Nope, there's nobody in here.
I'm gonna pick up the little guy by his ankle and just carry him into the room with us.
All right. V follows everyone else in, dragging the desk worker behind him.
My sword fading or getting any darker or anything?
Yes, it is.
Fading?
It is fading.
Does that mean we're getting closer to or further from the monsters?
Farther from. Closer we are. I don't know if this is. I don't think mechanically it's just within. If they're within a certain range band, might be close. But
Yeah.
that is just more for color.
It means that you guys are getting pretty close to whatever it is being at least 3 range bands away from you.
So probably what was in the other
Jensen, when you hit like this side of the room,
is gone.
gone.
Can I just perception this room as we get into it?
Yeah, you sure can.
I'd like to do the same, actually.
Sure. The highest perception test is going to be a 15.
I can't hit 15. But
Me neither.
I got a 9.
The crates and shelves mostly carry extra weapons, pieces of armor from suits of armor, and other things like that. However, Jensen, you do find that this door is locked, and you can see what looks like, when you try to like pull on the lock to see through the crack better, you can see what looks like a stored suit of armor.
Okay.
And then what was the next highest?
I got an 18 perception.
Okay. All right. So over here, you find a folded piece of paper. It looks like it's a note that's been handwritten to whoever was on duty down here, and it says, and it's instructions to lock the warden's armor in the far closet. Additionally, you find amongst the shelves back over here, you find a low-quality healing poultice, which would, with a deed, remove 1 health wound.
I'll hold on to that for now.
We're still out. Like we didn't rest or anything, right?
Nope, you guys have not had a long rest. You all fell asleep on accident.
I am pretty fucked up. I'm at a third health.
Don't forget to track your ether slots, your wounds, and all that stuff.
You can take this healing poultice now if you want, and I still have another one if you want it.
I'll definitely take 1 right now, and as you come up to give it to me, like you'll see that I have the door open with the armor in front of me.
He doesn't have it open. There's still a lock you need to get past, but you can tell that there's armor in there.
Oh, so
when you pull on it.
Looks like there's a set of armor in there.
Yes, that would be the warden's armor. I'll like flash you the note.
Is that something we need?
I'll pull the keychain off the little guy's belt
and
hold it out to him.
I'm pretty sure if we can get the warden on our side, that is a boon for all of us. And giving him his armor would probably go a long ways in getting him to trust us.
Would it not be better to just have one of us wear it and be the warden?
You don't have to get hit.
I mean, he would have to be our size.
Doctor, do you think you can get this lock open? After all, we might be able to take a closer look once you do.
This guy's got keys. I'm going to hold up the keychain.
Yes, we should try the keys first.
I don't know, Doctor. I just like watching you work. Something about it. Something about the very mechanical nature about the way you unlock locks.
I think she's hitting on you.
Whoa. Look, he's young, he's spry. He clearly makes good money because he's a doctor. He's created
You
on
make
life.
good money.
It's not like the...
You make good money as a writer.
That's true.
That room that you're peering into as you're telling them to try to get that lock open is clearly some form of experimentation or torture chamber, stained with blood, and there's even like a pile to the side in the corner that's just like loose like limbs and stuff that were cut off a body. You can also tell that there's an inner cell. You're not sure if there's anything in there.
Is there anyone in the outer cell?
No.
Okay.
Unless you count the body parts as a person.
Well,
We are in closed company.
Not
so
go
I
there.
don't know.
He's part of
Semantics. All right, so
give Dare enough time.
Looking through the key ring, you do find a small key that looks like it would fit a lock. Who got handed the keys?
I would have handed them to whoever wanted to take them.
I'll take them. I would have taken them.
All right. Jensen, when you try to fit it in, it's smaller than the rest of them, and it does open this lock. And inside, you do find a set of armor, stained gray. It has a crest on the chest piece. It's been scarred. It looks like maybe purposely with deep gashes.
Interesting.
But you can get a closer look at it. You can kind of is
it Socratian?
No, it isn't. But you can kind of make it out. Sorry, I'm looking for the description of it right now. Which is why this is taking so long. So it's roots breaking from the ground and growing into a tree that is being lit by a rising sun.
Okay.
Which you would recognize.
Yeah.
From the small portion from the small portion of the book that you guys have read.
Right.
Because that was the crest of House Ashmore.
I'm gonna point it out to Miss Shit. I always forget your last name, Miss Pierce.
Price.
Price. Miss Price. I'll point that out. Isn't that the same from that book we started looking into?
Most certainly is. This is the crest of House Ashmore. That's quite interesting to see that this fellow has either traveled quite a long way through time or has been separated from it somehow.
Well, he is known by his title, so either he is notorious or something of a legend. Either way would fit something of an ally for us, I think.
Most certainly.
Max, can you is it possible to look at this? And I think we should probably give it back to him, but it might be worth taking a look at what it is.
Well, certainly. Let's see here. And I'll take out the dragon shard and give it a once over.
It's definitely an enchanted suit of armor.
Well, there's definitely some sort of enchantment on this armor. It would, when we have the time, I'd love to examine it more thoroughly, but I'm not sure we should take that along now.
Well, nah, man. I think it will be best try and get ourselves an ally down here.
It certainly couldn't hurt to have the help.
Yeah, and I'll nod again, and I'll start to as carefully as I can pull it off. What it's hanging on. Is there like a armor holder thing, or is it hung up?
It's like a stand with one
of those mannequin like things.
Yeah,
right?
It's like one of the old ones though. So it's really just like a stick figure, basically.
Yeah. Okay, I'll remove it from that.
Well, I've half a mind to check all these cells to see if our newfound friend is in there, but I also don't want to rattle any cages, so to speak. After all, I believe there might be more of Gareth's experiments down here. I would hate to agitate them.
Our unconscious friend seems to imply that was the case.
Yes, I would hate for our presence to be more known than it already is here.
My dear Sherlock, was there any indication in the ledger you found of the nature of who or what is held here?
Did I get that from the ledger? Was there any indication of, like, who these people were? Or was it just names?
It was pretty much just names. There were some notes, experiments. There was definitely, like, experimentation happening on the prisoners.
She'll shake her head and she'll say it was mostly just names, not occupations or anything like that. However, they were definitely prisoners, and many or all of them were experimented on in some way.
Is this?
I don't suppose we have any idea what this warden's name is, do we?
Not that I can recall.
No, but if they kept the armor in here, they probably meant to separate him from it. I failed to make a note about it, so I highly doubt he's in here.
Is this little guy I'm dragging around alive? Like, is he a living person, or is he like an undead like me?
You're not noticing
pinging my sword.
Yeah, he's not pinging the sword.
Okay.
So he's probably not undead.
Hey, Jensen, can you unlock? Well, is the experimentation room unlocked?
This room?
Yeah.
It's currently a locked cell door. Charlotte's just been peering through the bars.
Hey, Jensen, can you unlock the door?
I'll turn to everybody else and say, we want to open this can and go to the next one.
It's worth a look.
This door is unlocked and, like, hanging open, so anybody can progress that way.
We have to be able to silence somebody in here as soon as we keep quiet. And I will find the key that seems to work on this door.
Yeah, you start flipping through the keys. You have to. All the cell keys are identical, so you basically just have to start trying them.
Okay.
But eventually, this door unlocks, and you guys want to throw him in there?
No, I want to go in there with him.
Okay.
And I want to strap him to the experimentation table.
Okay, sure.
And
he's unconscious. So.
Yeah. I want to rip off.
We need to fade to black, or
no.
Not one of those books, right?
No, we're not into
that. Get some more views on these YouTube videos.
I'm gonna
Flash get banned.
Right. I'm gonna rip off his sleeve and then gag him with it, and then wake him up.
Okay.
So you were really uncooperative earlier. So now we're going to try again. I need some information from you. And you can either give it to me willingly, or I can try and learn it from eating your brain.
He'll like stop struggling and he'll glare at you and just won't say anything.
If I pull off this gag and ask you some questions, are you going to scream?
He'll shake his head.
Okay, I'll take off the gag.
Fucking zombies.
Agreed. So, is the guy who that suit of armor belongs to down here?
Yes, he's in one of the far cells, all the way around.
Are there any other guards down here?
No, they've all been experimented on. Just me left. But he doesn't need guards in here. Not with the Headless Horseman, and not with Charles wandering around. You'll hear him coming. And it won't matter. He'll still rip you apart.
Well, we've already dealt with the Headless Horseman. Why don't you tell me a bit about Charles?
Oh, what's to tell? One of his father's favorite experiments.
I also was experimented on by my father. I understand.
Is everyone just kind of listening in out here?
I'm definitely curious as to what's good about
Max, at the back of the group, you're starting to hear fairly heavy footsteps approaching this door.
Really?
And as they're getting closer, your blade starts igniting in its hilt again.
We've got to make haste here.
I concur.
He just laughs at you, basically, from the table.
I concur. I had hoped I was hearing things, but your blade seems to agree with my ears, sadly.
I say we leave this one behind and go to the far hills.
Yes, I would agree with that. The sooner we can rescue our friend, the better.
Well, hopefully our friend.
Yes, hopefully.
I'm gonna get it going into this room.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, you guys go on ahead.
This door's open. This door's open. This door's open.
Very, very decidedly stop being in the rear.
I'm gonna go up to this. I'm gonna go straight. He said the far cell. I'm gonna go to the far side of the track.
Don't linger too long, V.
I'll stay close to Jensen.
Yeah.
What about you two?
I'm gonna stay here and continue questioning this guy.
All right, going in there.
I'm gonna hang out right next to this door and listen next to it.
Okay. All right. So as all of you enter this room, you two are going this way.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going that way if the door's open.
So it's a clear view up that steps, and then you see another path that leads down to what look like a couple cells, and this is like it's like their mess hall basically.
Okay.
Charlotte, you reach this door. It has a small square opening, and you can peer inside and you see what appears to be some kind of study or work desk. The handle is cold to the touch, but it is unlocked. And Dare, as you peer through the door, you also hear now, over on the other side of this door, you hear something bubbling. Like it sounds like maybe something's on a burner. V, what are you asking him?
Why don't you tell me a little bit about the nature of his experimentation?
Oh, all kinds, really. I wouldn't have such a lowly position if I understood. I could tell you there's otherworldly magics involved, I suppose. I could tell you that there's blood magic at work, perhaps. And just a lot of dirty, rotten science. I just keep them in their cells. Feed them. Keep them fat for the killing.
When he mentions blood magic, there's going to be another voice that comes out of me. Yes, blood magic. Why don't you tell me a little bit about blood magic?
Why don't you ask Gareth? He's the one who knows. Or have you not been listening? Now knock it off with that weird fucking voice.
See, I'm a bit of a practitioner of blood magic myself. It's very potent, but quite lethal.
Whatever it is in the entryway right now, Dare.
Covering his mouth.
Are you holding position?
Yeah, I'm staying there.
All right. Charlotte, what are you doing?
If it's unlocked, I'll take this chair and use it to push the door open. I don't trust doors.
Yeah, no, nobody trusts doors. You use the chair to push it open. You're able to push it open and step in. Make a dodge test for me.
Uh-oh.
Damn it.
Famous last words.
It's against a target number of 12.
Oh, I fail.
Okay. You're knocked prone and pushed towards the desk as this door shuts and locks. At the same time that happens, this door shuts and locks, and this door shuts and locks.
Uh-oh. Charlotte will...
You guys hear the door back here that Charlotte initially opened for everyone else breaking open, and a voice rumbles as this large mutated humanoid form, hunched against the ceiling, starts to look around the room. Where are you? Father wants you dead.
I'm going to duck under the table while reaching up around this side of it to keep this guy's mouth covered.
Okay, make a stealth test for me against 8. What are the two of you back here doing once this door closes?
Yeah.
I want to use one of the things to make the roll easy.
You can do that. You want to use some momentum? That'll take it down to a 9.
It was an 8 before.
Oh, I'm sorry. That'll take it down to a 5.
Momentum makes it
Jeez,
harder.
I was like, oh, fuck. I'm not using momentum then. 10.
All right. You slip underneath as he starts stomping around this room. So far, he has not noticed you.
I'm gonna look at Max and I'm gonna say, if I give you these keys, can you find the warden? I should probably be in front of whatever that is.
Yes, it does rather seem that your services are urgently needed elsewhere. I will look for the warden.
Okay, I'll go back to the door first with the keys, actually, the one we came through, and I will fucking try to get through it. It's locked, right?
Yeah, it's locked. You're gonna start jumbling through the keys. All right, as that's happening, Dara, your door has locked. Their door has locked. Charlotte's door is locked, and only this door is open currently.
I've heard the crashes from Charlotte doing something at that.
You definitely heard Charlotte fall down in here or something.
I would go over to that door first.
Okay.
Charlotte?
As you, sorry. Do your roleplay.
Charlotte, can you hear me?
Can I hear him?
Yeah, you can hear him.
Yes, Doctor, I can hear you. I'm safe for now.
Your door seems to have locked. I will try to get it open.
Thank you. Yes, it seems to have a bit of an attitude as well.
But I can't do anything about that.
That's all right, Doctor.
Dercine, as you pull out your toolkit, and you roll it open, from this door, you hear a voice. Dercine, I've been waiting to speak with you. Make a resolve test against a target number of 12.
Would that be a willpower?
Yes, I apologize.
Okay.
It's a willpower test. It's a target number 12.
Can I momentum that?
Sure,
So
that'll drop
I
it down
don't
to a
have to
9.
roll max.
We're going to just be giving Matt all of the momentum.
That's what it's for. Hey, if I use it,
So
you get it back.
9. 7.
God damn.
Dercine and Charlotte, as you stand up and you look through the door, you hear the mumbling of a voice behind him, and then you see him look kind of blankly at his toolkit and rise up to his feet. He turns and he starts to walk
Dr. Valtz?
to this other chamber.
Dr. Valtz? Oh, dear. Well, at least I'm in my happy place, looking around at all the bookshelves and tables and stuff.
Jensen, you're flipping through the keys, and you finally find the one that unlocks it. When you turn it to unlock it, it snaps inside of the lock. It doesn't feel like you did anything wrong. You pulled it too hard. It feels like whatever the security system that activates does not like the guard keys.
Oh, shit.
So it's possible that it's also meant to trap the guards if necessary.
Well, fuck. I'm going to turn back to you, Max, and give you the keys. And I'm saying, find the warden. And I'm going to back up. And then I'm going to fucking take a running start and try to bust it.
Okay, make an athletics test. It's against a target number of 15.
Okay.
You want to use momentum?
I do. Oh.
Do you have the feature that makes athletics checks easy for you too?
Yeah, that would drop it to 12 automatically.
I don't think so. No.
All right, but you know what? We'll do that without a feature. Momentum will drop it to 12.
Yeah. I probably need to get through this door. I'll use momentum.
Hey, that's the most momentum that's ever been used in a session in the first hour of this session.
We don't want to die to Charles, okay, Matt?
Oh, that's 11.
You slam against the door. When you hit it, you feel some cracking and breaking in the body of it, but it still sends you back on your heels, and you do take 1 point of bludgeoning damage. That would get absorbed by your armor. Okay. So as you rise to your feet, you feel like you're going to have to keep doing that at least 1 or 2 more times.
Yeah, I mean, I have to.
Okay. Cutting back. V. Yes. Sorry, Max.
Sorry, real quick. Do there appear to be any enchantments on the doors?
When you hold the dragon shard up to the door, you don't see any enchantments. So it's some kind of trap mechanism.
It's a mechanical trap.
Yeah. Then I will leave that to Jensen and head towards the cells.
When you move to here, go ahead and make a perception test against a target number of 6.
Okay. There we go. 6.
Wow, that's incredible. So
didn't even need momentum.
As you're moving this way, these first few cells appear empty. When you get to here, you hear what sounds like a repeated tapping noise on the stone way back here, and you also hear what sounds like some kind of sniffling coming from this cell.
Okay.
When you kind of move this way, kind of near the end of before we switch to somebody else, you would see what appears to be the boy that was taken in this cell in the far corner.
Do we know whose boy it is?
Yeah,
it's the ghost lady.
The woman in white's
that
son. That was that was turned into the monster by the experiment.
Oh, okay, it's that same one. All right.
Cutting back over to this side of the table, you hear this table get flipped, and he kind of stomps over to here. And go ahead and make another stealth test for me. This one is going to be against Charles's perception. Or awareness, I apologize. He got a 6.
I got an 8.
All right. He shifts away from that door and he walks to this door and he tries to push on it and realizes it's locked and says, "Stupid door." And he slams it and the whole thing just breaks down the staircase. He basically shrugged into it to do that.
Wonderful.
And you're like, you can see that through the window of your door, Jensen, when you're on the other side, like getting ready to wind up and slam this door again. And then he's going to kind of slowly fit his way through here. Daracine, as you kind of shake off the fog, you hear this large humanoid stepping through the door behind you. What do you want to do? You can also see, now that you're in here, you can also see a figure sitting with their back to you in a chair right here, as well as what appears to be a corpse, a recently deceased corpse hanging from kind of a crucifix in the corner. Looks like he had strung him up and he was experimenting on him. Specifically, it looks like it looks like to you he was trying to like merge him with some parts from some other creatures.
So would I be in control of myself again?
Yeah, currently.
Okay. I'd probably shudder from the sound of the door crashing down in the hall behind me. And then turn to that figure. It seems you have the upper hand here. To whom am I speaking?
He shifts and stands up, turning to you, kind of pushing a cape past a narrow, pale face. And he steps from all the way from around the corner. Harlow. Gareth Harlow.
Ah. I was wondering when we would meet.
I've been watching. I had expected more tests on my experiments than all of you provided. But I have learned something vital since all of you have arrived.
And what might that be?
I've learned that it is necessary to keep you alive. Perhaps help you see things my way. You could be a great help to my work here.
I could be a great help to many people's work. That doesn't mean I will do it.
Yes, perhaps, but consider all I have to offer. You think you can do good, and I am telling you that with my help we could do great. This place exists in the long night for a reason. I made it that way for a reason. Here, I needn't rest. I needn't wait for the sun to go down. And I am always at my full potential. I could give you the gifts that allow you that as well. And we could create far greater things than that child of yours, or that of mine, though it will be fun to watch them destroy each other.
I am not entirely sure that I would enjoy this proposition of yours.
He'll smile at you. That's all right. You see, a vampire's thrall has a way of seeing the world differently.
Hey, what now?
And then he's going to start walking towards you. Just stay still. This is going to hurt.
I'm gonna brandish my new dagger and make it light as bright as I can.
Okay, are you going to do the Glint's release ability? Or
I'm just lighting it up.
He steps back from the light as it glares in his face. The Warden's dagger. It won't protect you for long.
Oh, so it will protect me. Thank you for clarifying that.
Charles! You feel the door breaking behind you. What are you doing, V?
Hearing that, I am going to run out behind Charles and grab him from his neck and his waist and just lift him over my head and start carrying him away.
Okay. Go ahead and make a contested athletics for me.
So hold on, I have the wrestler feature. My roll is easy and his is difficult.
Yes. His is easy as well, and yours is difficult. So you guys are evening each other out right now.
Okay.
Am I able to see V from where I am?
No. I'd say that Charles basically fills the room.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Well, I only rolled a 21.
Okay. You do grab him. You're not able to lift him over your head, but you are able to drag him backwards. If you want to drag him
more than 3 times my size?
He's not more than 3 times your size, but unfortunately you have failed to lift him off the ground.
It could be that the ceiling's too low for you to do that too.
Yeah, you would need to like really do that. You would need to basically break the whole ceiling above you.
Yeah.
Or you can push him forward and try to get on top of him, like push him into the ground. You could do that too.
Right. Can I try and, instead of lifting him, shove him through this door at the far end?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just,
That'll
like,
be
tackle
hilarious.
him and push him through
So
it.
as you're winding up, Jensen, this door, then the stone wall around the door, because it's actually not wide enough, breaks open as like the top half of Charles's body breaks through the wall from getting shoved out of the way.
I'm gonna call
I'll
it.
yell over Charles's shoulder. Gift for you, Jensen.
All right, really quick. I want to give Max and I want to give Charlotte a chance to do some things, and then we're going to actually enter like an initiative, basically.
I'll say.
Okay.
You know what I'm gonna do.
So Max, you can hear that things have popped off since you got to this corner. What do you want to do?
Okay. Max is going to rush up to the edge of the cell here. Does he see the boy?
Yes. He's sitting in a mat of like wet straw and blankets, basically, crying.
Okay. He's going to motion for the boy to come to him and say, "We don't know his name, do we?"
I actually feel like you guys did learn his name, and it's escaping me. So we'll say that you say his name.
I say his name, and I say, "Come here, quickly now."
He shifts and he looks at you, and his eyes get wide as he recognizes you, and he runs to the bars.
As Max is going to hold his hand up to the bars and say a few words under his breath as the boy runs up. And then as soon as he comes to the bars, he's going to reach through and touch him and teleport him just to the other side of the bars. So he's on the same side as Max.
Yep, you teleport him to the bars. I believe his name is
And then
Mort.
he's going to... And then he's going to... how old is he? Like,
he's pretty
6,
young.
8?
He's like 6. He's like 8 or 9,
Okay.
I think.
Okay, and then as soon as he's through the bars, he's going to whisk him up and say, "Now, how about that? You could have slid through the bars the entire time. Come with me. I need you to be brave now."
You want to run this way?
Yeah, and then he'll duck in here and start looking for the
around.
source of the tapping sound.
Go ahead and roll a perception for me, and we'll get back to you soon. Charlotte, you're up.
After I see V like shove Charles through the wall,
right,
she's gonna like knock on the door and say, "V, if you wouldn't mind this one next." But around that same time, I would also be doing a quick investigation of this room. I want to see if there's any relevant info in here, like about the experiments or about Garrett.
Yeah, you do find notebooks. It looks like small hand notebooks where he has been journaling. They are in a primitive form of leather bound, which means that they are things that he has gotten from the outside since this place has been tracked.
Oh, interesting.
I think this is like the second time you guys have found evidence of that, because you also found the wine bottles of a late vintage.
Yeah.
And wine
Okay.
didn't even exist in medieval times the way it does now. So.
I mean, I'm just gonna grab a few of them if they're small enough to put in my bag.
Yeah, sure. You can definitely stuff some stuff in your bag, for sure. I'll make a. Did you roll a perception in this room?
I don't think I did actually.
Roll a perception test. Target number is 15.
Damn, I got a 12. But if there's anything hidden in here, then the check's easier.
There is.
Okay.
So go down to a 12.
Yep.
There is. In fact, you notice that at this back corner, there is a wrought iron candle holder mounted into the stone wall that looks like it's slightly off position. Like maybe it can be pulled on.
Oh yeah. She just kind of smiles to herself and she says, just like the mystery novels. And I'll go ahead and pull it.
You pull back, and you're greeted by a rush of cold air. When you peer inside as this cloud of fog lifts, you see a room, walls, ceiling, floor, all stone, all covered with an icy kind of layer. And you can tell there's kind of this imminence of a magical cold here. And then as you kind of brush that fog away more, you realize that this whole room is lined at the ceiling with hooks. Meat hooks. With bodies dangling from them.
She'll like pull her collar up.
As you do that, and you step in a little bit closer, you realize multiple of these bodies, they're shifting and moving lazily in the cold. Various puncture marks, slowly draining drops of blood into various stone catchers in the floor.
That's awfully disconcerting.
The fog takes on kind of a red haze, and as you look to the back of this chamber, you see some of the bodies shifting as a figure pushes their way through. A gaunt woman, half a foot taller than you, in a bloody white gown. You're one of the ones that's been troubling my dear Gareth. Your blood's old, but it will do. She starts to rush through the cold of the chamber towards you.
I'm gonna step back, pull the candlestick, and say, none of that now.
Make a...
I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but...
Make an acrobatics test for me against a target number of 12.
I can't hit that.
You step back through and you reach for the candlestick. You guys hear a commotion as she's tackled in this room by something. And that's where we need to roll initiative. There are 3 enemies, and their initiative is totaling 9.
I have 4.
I also have 4.
I have 1.
Well, only
like
3 of you
me
can go up against them.
Me, Jensen, and Miss Price
Is it
have 10 between the 3 of us.
Agility or wisdom?
Yeah.
I have 3 wisdom.
Okay, so we could have 11 then.
Okay. All right. Your party wins. I'm going to keep you as one party, even though you're a little split up, because I think it'll work fine for this situation. And who would like to begin your guys' initiative?
I mean, I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jensen, why don't you go first so that you
Yeah.
can take care of Charles for me so I can go rescue one of
Oh, I
two
apologize.
Smurf
I
guys.
apologize. I'm introducing a new mechanic in this fight. Gareth is a air quotes boss, and he has a second initiative. So he has a second initiative that's half of his current initiative. So he'll have another initiative after theirs. Just to let you know.
He'll essentially get 2 turns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. All right.
That's
I mean, yeah, I know.
cheating. I don't know if I like this Gareth guy.
I definitely don't.
There's a lot of nuance in the house where you guys were going to slowly figure out that he was a vampire, but unfortunately,
Well,
you're learning the hard way.
learning the hard way is fun too.
All right, who's going first?
I can go.
Jensen.
I will go first.
Jensen, you're up.
I will first.
A
utilize-
range band on this map is 6 inches. Just to let you guys know.
Okay. I will activate a feature's ability. My favorite enemy, undead. With the rebuild, I now have all 4 of my favorite enemies I've taken. So I'm gonna choose to mark this undead, and the creature Attacks against that creature while wielding the ordained weapon deal an additional wound of your weapon's damage type.
Really quick, if you're trying to mark him, he is not undead.
He's not?
Nope. His son is not undead. He looks like more like a mutation situation to you. Like he's got one arm that's considerably longer than the other.
Okay.
And stronger than the other. Yes, he is a monstrosity.
Okay. Oh, yeah, fuck it. We'll do it.
You would be able to mark Gareth when you see him. With that.
Yeah, sure. I will use a different ability. I'll use assess weaknesses monsters.
Sure.
I will spend my deed to make a study skill roll against perception roll of a monstrosity type. If you succeed in the skill contest, you learn that creature's weaknesses.
Alright, it's going to be awareness. I need to change the language on that feature.
Yes.
He rolled a 5.
Well, alright, we'll do that. Fucking that one. And that one. Fuck me. 3.
Do you get anything if you fail? I have to try again another time. Sorry.
Cool. I'm gonna rush him.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to use I'm going to use a strikes ability.
Okay.
Or my strikes ability to gain a quick attack to spend a free action. 3 strike points, which is 3 of my. I'll figure out later. I can attack, make a melee attack as a free action, basically. So I'm gonna rush him. I'm gonna attempt to.
All right. He got a 4 on his dodge test.
Oh wow!
So it's like almost an auto hit for you, right? It is an auto hit for you.
It's 100% an auto hit. Yeah.
All right. How much damage did you do?
Okay, it is a monstrosity, so it gets a extra +2. Let me make sure. Just making sure I remember all of the things I add to it. I think it's just 5.
The strike slashes across the front of Charles. Some of the rags that he wears over his disfigured body fall off as blood spurts from his chest, and he cries out in pain, "Ah, Father, this one hurts!"
See, and there's more where that came from.
Who's next? V.
Yeah, sure, I can go. Seeing that Jensen is now grabbed Charles' attention, I'll call out, "Dad, do you need me right now?"
I would very much appreciate it.
Okay. I'm going for Dare then.
V.
Sorry, Charlotte.
I get it. It's fine.
V, as you look to Charlotte's door and then you start to move this way, you see swinging through this door a bat. And I need you to make a dodge test for me.
Dodge test.
Oh, no.
Don't worry, guys. It's just a normal bat.
It's just a normal bat.
Got in through the window.
4. I bet
4.
that passes.
Your movement ends as the bat reaches your face and you feel its claws start to dig in. It transforms into a full pale humanoid that's literally tackling you back into the wall. It starts to claw at your body. It doesn't do any damage, but it has stopped your movement, so you're going to have to do something else.
I am going to just very angrily beat the shit out of this
Sure.
whatever it is that came into my room. First hit is a 15 to hit.
15? That hits.
3 wounds of...
Its jaw snaps and breaks. Another attack?
Still alive?
Yeah. And on top of you still.
Hold on, let me see if I wanted that to be... Didn't the different damage types give certain
Not anymore.
debuffs? Not anymore? Oh,
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
was
And that if
good
he's still
idea,
up,
but yep.
if he's still up, I'm gonna go again. Yeah, second one's only a 9.
9. That hits as well. Another 3. You manage to get to your feet and slam the thrall like up against the wall, but it's still grappling with you.
Okay. Yeah, that's it for now. I
Okay.
guess.
Who's up next?
Hold on, Dad. This bat is a human.
Max, you want to run to the back of the chamber?
Yeah, I can go.
Okay. Once you reach here, you see in this cell, you see a he's basically half naked. He's a tall, middle-aged human man, gaunt, like skin and bone, hasn't been being fed very much, and he's basically just been left in a loincloth in the back corner of this chamber. He looks up at you with sunken eyes. Interesting. You're not a vampire.
No, and I intend to keep things that way. I am here to rescue you, as it were. Let me see if any of these keys.
You start fiddling with the keys. Yeah, trying them on the lock. Eventually, you click the lock and it opens, and he pulls himself to his feet. Standing up, he starts to walk to the door, and he'll say, "Well, now is as good a time as any, I guess. If we can find my armor or my blade, I'll be of some use to you."
I know we found the armor. Do we know about the blade?
You have not located a blade as of yet.
Okay.
There were other weapons in this chamber, so you haven't located anything special, though.
Max will say, yes on the armor, no on the blade. If we can find my companions, one of them, I believe, has retained your armor for you.
He'll nod. Lead the way.
Max will start leading the way back.
All right. Yeah, you'd probably be able to get back out to, like, there. All right, who's up next? Still got Stella. We still got... Okay. All right, Charlotte, what do you want to do?
So as she gets tackled into the table, her like bag is gonna like fall off to the side, and a piece of chalk that she took from the school teacher's room will like roll out, and she'll like struggling with the lady, she'll like reach over with her boot and just crush the chalk with her heel, and I will cast Cursed Magic on her. I'm just gonna like hiss something in some awful language. I'm gonna try to curse. I'm gonna try to curse her mind.
Okay.
So it's power versus constitution.
Oh, man, she got a 6. I'm not rolling well on these defense. What's up with that?
I feel so terrible about that, man.
I thought you would.
I get +2 to this. Okay, I got a 14.
Okay. Yeah, the magic kind of like erupts as you stomp the chalk. It erupts with the powder in the thrall's face, and it screeches and it steps back. As it stumbles back and then it grips its head, you would notice it's kind of stunned for a minute, and it's stepped back through the arch. Do you want to try to grab the candlestick and close it?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Go ahead and make a acrobatics test against a 6.
Oh boy. Okay.
You could spend momentum.
I could. I
make
also
it
have
a 3.
I also have a way to re-roll this if I need to.
Okay, that's cool.
Rerolling sounds better than giving that more momentum.
I haven't even used it yet. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's the problem. We're stockpiling it to really fuck us over later.
Damn, that's a 5. You said I need a 6?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll try one of my rerolls. I have
wow, that's so rough.
I have just for your guys' sake, because I can use this on you guys too. I have a new calling feature called called correct process. If I or someone else makes an active skill test and it fails, I can have you re-roll. I can do that 4 times per day.
But you have to do it in kind of a bitchy corrective way.
Yeah.
No, not like that. Like this.
No. I just did this. Oh, that's a 2.
Oh.
Okay.
You can slide your feet and get on the other side of the table.
Yeah, I'll do that. And then I'm just gonna go up to the door and say, "Ving."
All right. Yes.
The effects of the spell.
You lowered her wits or wisdom.
I would lower her wisdom,
okay.
And she is confused until the end of my
She
next
sure
turn.
is. All right. Deracine, you're rounding out the group.
I'll just look at him. He's like kind of backing up from the light of the dagger. Right?
Yeah.
Well then, I suppose it's a good thing that I'm skilled with small blades.
Are you trying to convince him or yourself?
I'm trying to convince myself.
Okay. Sorry, keep going.
But seeing as you're frightened of this, I'll take a step forward.
Okay.
Just 1 step forward, holding it out. What exactly does this feel like?
He looks at you. As he's peering through the light, he's slowly lowering his hand, forcing himself to stare at it, to stare through it, to make eye contact with you again. And you can tell that like the momentary stunning effect of the light, he's like starting to shrug it off now. And as he looks at it, he looks at you and he says, "It feels like burning retribution, but it will not take me."
I would swipe at him, but
You sure can.
I'm afraid that I would just flail my arm and drop the dagger. So I'm just gonna keep holding it out in front of me.
Okay.
And hope that he's trying to bluff his way closer to me.
Okay, sure. All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
It's the end of the team's turn. All right. Outside, Charles lifts both his arms and he does a flailing attack. So I need both of you that are next to him to make dodge tests because he is just going to start flailing his arms around.
As a reaction,
And the vampire thrall.
What'd you say?
Oh, me or Jensen?
No, UV.
In the vampire thrall, that's in our radius too, right? If he's just flailing around.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think that this is parryable. I think I probably need, or I'm sorry, Jensen, I don't think that this attack is parryable. I probably need to specify that it needs to be an attack that only chooses you as a target.
A single target weapon attack.
Yeah.
Well, that's fucking lame.
Well, I mean, otherwise you'd be able to parry like a fireball.
Okay, we have
If
like
anyone
actual
could.
melee attack though. So,
It's not. This is This is just, it's selecting multiple targets. It's actually hitting all 3 of you. Well, maybe, I don't know. It's hitting the thrall because the thrall got an 8, and the target number, or he rolled a 12. I'm sorry.
Fuck then.
That hits me too. I rolled a 9.
A 9. Okay. All right. That is 3 bludgeoning damage. That breaks the thrall's neck and sends it kind of just like still into this wall.
Hey Matt, when you were tracking my health last time, were you counting up to my wound threshold or down from my wound threshold?
I think I may have accidentally counted down. Because do you have less?
I have 3 currently.
Yeah. You took a wound or 2 last time, I know.
Okay,
We
then
did
I'm
also
out.
heal everyone a little bit, so 5 sounds reasonable. Didn't you guys take some damage and we used some poultices last time?
I think so, but I think he was at 5 and then I put him down to 3.
Oh, okay.
Then I'm not.
No, I think so. I think you have 3 wounds right now before this attack. I think I
Right,
was.
and I just took 3 wounds, so I'm down.
Oh, okay. No. Sorry.
You're
what I'm trying to tell you is I
armor?
was counting up. So you have 3 of
Oh.
however of 8 right now,
Gotcha.
and
Okay.
then
So
you
now
didn't
I'm at
take
6 of 8.
you didn't take
Oh,
your
and I
armor
reduced it to
affected
1.
that. So you're
Yeah.
you're 4. You're good.
My dodge was 9. What did you say the attack was? It was higher
Is
than
it
that, yeah.
12?
Well, I rolled
Yeah,
a
okay.
9 too.
Then I will also absorb 2 and take 1.
Okay. Then, this thrall, the confused thrall, actually drags her claws against the wall and starts to move towards the cold. So it appears that you'll get a second shot. And you can hear some noise from over here. It's possible that the person you've captured is trying his darndest to get out. So far, he hasn't succeeded. Then, inside of the smaller chamber, he's going to run at you. And I need you to make a contested athletics check against his grapple. Actually, I'm sorry. You need to make a dodge test against his vampiric bite.
I have a reaction, actually.
All right, what would you like to do?
The people or spirits haunting me have an aggressive presence now, so they get a reaction to deal 1 wound of damage or stun a target that is attacking me.
Okay. Is it a test or?
Gain a reaction that it can take whenever another creature attacks or touches you, breaking through the veil behind which it hides. It deals 1 wound of necrotic damage to a creature that triggers this reaction. It can stun its target instead of dealing a wound if it wishes.
Are you doing
There's no roll or anything. I would like it to stun if I have any sway over it.
Yeah. I mean, it's your choice. It's your ability. 1 second. I know. Exactly. Yeah, that effectively ends their turn. But he gets his second turn. So he... and he looks at you. Interesting. An inventor. Touched by magic. We will get along. And he's going to lurch into you again for another bite. This time you can't react to it, so you need to make a dodge test. And he rolled a 18.
I can't match that.
All right. He's going to bite you. His bite is improved, so you take 3 necrotic damage, or you gain 3 health wound of necrotic damage.
I'm at -2.
As he drops, as he sinks into your neck, you feel a pinch of pain, and then he kind of smiles and he releases you. He lets you fall to the floor and he steps over your body. Looking back down at you, he says, "Interesting. Now you have a choice. You can die, or you can see things my way." He lifts his claws to one of his wrists and he slices them open. He drains his own blood on the stone, and then he steps through the door, closing and locking it with you on the ground, smiling at you through the window, and then turning. He looks at you, V. "Ah, you must be V. I hate to tell you, but I think Daddy's on a journey to the other side."
I'm just gonna set my teeth real hard and go, "If he is, you'll join him quickly."
"Oh, really? I thought perhaps you would join him." V, you feel a weakness running through your body. Your connected life force between you and your creator twinging through the air, and you slip to one knee. While he is in these death saves, your brawn and agility are both reduced by 1.
Okay.
And now it is your team's turn. Max,
Now,
why don't we
guys
start
know,
with
since
you?
You didn't before that my life force is tied to Dare's.
In character, Charlotte looking through the door, you're definitely like picking up on some of these connections.
Sure.
You're seeing like the magic run through the air. You have like a basic understanding of a lot of this kind of stuff. So, Max, would you like to start so we can get you and him over there? Yep. He's gonna follow you. I think that you guys can go like another like 4 or 5 inches into this room actually. When you reach this room, you see Charles and you see Jensen. Jensen, you hear them coming up behind you. When you look back, you see him and a prisoner in a loincloth who looks very weak and tired. And as you look back and you see that this is the reinforcements that coming, you hear a and then you see a chip just come off of the edge of your blade and fall onto the stone.
You're the one. Your armor's right there. I put it on the this table right here.
Yeah, you toss it on the ground. He'll look to it and say, "In this situation, it seems like you should have grabbed me a sword."
There was no sword with your armor. As I like stop the flail attack, like from totally destroying me.
He's just swinging with his fists, but yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to like stop his momentum, even with just a flat of my.
I'm gonna say that you still have a deed, Max. He's gonna start trying to put on pieces of armor with his deed.
I'm actually gonna stay back here.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
I've got the boy to think of.
That's true.
Throw the ball.
All these cage doors open, vampire girls come out. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, by the way, we canonized a new tabletop rule in our other game, and it's that if you get too far ahead of the party, on the other side of the enemies, you get Josh ruled, and your DM sends shit at you just to teach you that was a bad idea. So that's
all these sub rules. There's the Monroe addendum where weapons break.
Yeah, weapons break. Yeah,
you can take sand wounds.
Addendum 14B. If you don't want to kill their character, but you want to break their heart, you just break their weapons. All right, Max, what do you want to do?
Talk about wearing your heart on your sleeve. I think I just go the old tried and true.
Telekinesis?
Yeah. One moment. Okay, can you still hear me?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so he's gonna actually before he goes around the corner, he's gonna set the boy down out of sight at the corner and like make a shing motion with his hand, and then whisper, "Don't worry, I'll be right back." And then he'll step around the corner, and he's gonna start pulling. What's around? Chairs.
Yeah, there's boxes. Chairs. There's boxes. Yeah. There's loose stone too. You could honestly, you're pretty strong. Like you can just rip stone out of the ground. So
okay,
throw the warden's armor at the guy.
Throw the warden at the guy.
Throw the warden at the
It's a railgun.
Put your armor on. Put your armor on. I need a projectile. Okay, so
I was also thinking, because we're in our turn out of character, I think I might, if he can't get this armor on very much, and if he doesn't know what weapon it is, why don't I give him that potion that I have, the monstrous potion, and let him turn into something and help us.
Or give that to the child, because we already know the child turns into a freaking beast of a monster.
Do we want to put a child through that again, though? That's pretty rough. Yeah,
right
I don't think so.
Yeah, I absolutely.
Use the child as a weapon is always the right answer.
Roll a moral country test.
Clearly, what was I thinking?
You're dealing with an undead with questionable morals at best, and his dad's dying. So,
Max, have you decided?
I understand.
Yes.
Do it. You know you want to do something big. Just do it.
So I'm counting up that gotta make sure it's spend my slots correctly.
Yeah.
This guy's got slots.
I don't know what your slots were actually at. I just added these in case you found them useful.
Added what?
Oh, in front of your desk, I have these for my character. I just copied and pasted them in case. to save you the work.
I just make spells out of random shit I see on the ground.
That's
much easier.
Such a weird thing to do.
Okay, yeah, so Max holds out pulls out his pocketbook and flips it open to a now dog-eared page. And then he's going to start reading with the other hand out over the ground, and 3 of the tiles are going to slowly shift and then crookedly lift themselves up into the air.
Jensen, you start ducking down.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to him, and I look back to Max and Joe. I'm like, ooh, and yeah, I will I'll crouch as they start coming flying at me.
Yeah, and then he's gonna he starts flinging them through the air as he snaps the book shut, and finishes incantation loudly and with his cape billowing around him.
Sparkles coming off the stones for some reason.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so I roll 3 dodge tests.
Yes.
Okay.
And I make a power wits roll.
How what's the strength of this cast? Of this use of the power?
6.
It's pretty good.
No, 5. Sorry. 1, 2.
You're paying 5,
1, 2,
but
3, 4. No, 5. Yeah, it's a 5. It's a 5. It's a 5 strength. I'm using a 4 strength 4 slot.
Yeah, of course you're right.
Shit.
Pretty cool.
I mean, smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and mirrors. I got 2 4s and a 10.
All right. Let me get my dice. That's this one and this one. All right. First one is a 7.
Yep, that hits.
Second one, 11. Third one, 12.
Oof, yeah, how much damage is it for each one?
That's going to be 4 for each one.
Oh, yeah.
Goddamn.
Yeah, he takes another 6 wounds. He's kind of pushed back through the doorway a bit as this is happening to you.
And then Max is going to duck back around the corner.
He basically just puts his breastplate on and he runs to you at the end of his turn, Jensen.
As he sees the warden putting his breastplate on, he's just going to give him a thumbs up and nod enthusiastically.
Yeah. And then when he reaches you, Jensen, he's going to hold out a hand and say, "Do you have an extra blade?"
Yeah, I don't.
And then he looks past Charles and he sees Gareth and he says, "You." And he's just gonna basically, he looks like he's just gonna ball his fists and fight that way then.
Oh, okay.
Whose turn's next? We still got 4 of you. Actually, let's start. Oh, sorry, go.
I haven't gone yet.
Yeah, you go.
Okay, I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna pull the bottle. I'm gonna rummage around my pocket real quick and pull the bottle. I think this turns you into some kind of monster if you want to go hunting the opposite way.
He'll hold up a hand to you and say, "No, thank you. I've seen enough monstrosities to know I don't want to be one."
Fair enough. I'm gonna fucking charge him down, Charles down.
Right.
I'm going
another
to attack it. Yeah, so the worst I can do is 13.
Okay. He can technically beat that. He does not.
Okay. Then I'm going to push. So apparently my reaction is probably not going to be super helpful. So I'm going to use my reaction as part of which feature is it called? My ordained weapon. I'm going to activate a burst of magical radiance, dealing 1 additional wound of force damage to my target's health. So it's going to go up to CX.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my other 3 strike points, and I'm going to try to make another attack.
All right. He rolled a 14.
Okay, I will roll as long as I don't get goose egg or snake eyes. We're good. Yeah, we're good. 12, but 23.
Yep.
Another 5.
He stumbles back now. He's barely up on his feet right now.
Then I'm going to use another. I'm going to use a feat of strength from my athlete point pool. It's as an extra action. I'm going to make a contested athletics check against a creature adjacent to me, and if I succeed, I'm going to push him back 5 feet.
So that should say for free, and you've already triggered an extra attack for free. So unless you have a way to trigger extra things for freeze,
okay,
for free, you've expended everything. Yes,
okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Fine. All right. Yeah, I'll just stay in his face.
Yeah. Who's up next?
Go real quick, unless you want to go, Josh.
No, go for it. I'm still thinking about some things.
Okay. I would like to. You said in the door that I went through, there's like a square-shaped like hole that I was looking through.
Yeah, there's like windows in the doors.
Okay.
They're like the old school like head height windows.
I would like to. I would like to push my cane through one of the holes in the door and pop out the sword at the same time so that it falls on that side. And then I'll say, Grey Warden, if you need a weapon, I've got one. It's not much.
Oh, the sword does?
Awesome.
Yeah, the sword falls on the ground. He'll nod from behind Jensen as he's getting ready to move forward.
And then I will turn to look back at this creepy lady.
She's actually walked in the wrong direction, so you could run and try to spend your deed to just close her off if you wanted.
Oh, yes.
When you stunned her, she wandered in the wrong direction.
Oh shit. Okay, I was wondering why she went back. Yeah, I mean, I will certainly try to get this thing closed.
Yeah, you run around the door and you push it back into place, and the door to the blood bag cooler closes.
Oh, that's a relief. Not my happy place anymore.
I love that you're just like locked inside of this room this whole time. You can come back to the door before the end of your turn.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see what's
All right,
happening.
Jensen or Daracine? Who's going next?
I already went.
I mean, V or...
Oh, sorry, V or Daracine.
I will go.
I feel like we should have Dara go last.
Yeah, agreed. V is feeling very angry and scared of what's going on to Dare. And though he has no idea what the fuck it does, he's going to draw on the power of the ring and try to unleash all of his anger and hatred at Gareth.
Okay. So are you tapping into the ring and just charging at him, basically?
I don't know what the ring does, so
okay. Sure.
I'm trying to... I just know that in the description you gave me, you said it has the potential to make me and my magic more powerful.
Yes.
So
sure, it certainly does. All right. Go ahead and roll your hemomancy power test for me. The target number you're going for is a 9.
I would like to use momentum to make that easier because I don't actually have any ranks in power.
Yeah, but I do think your power, because you're a hemomancer, your power uses
goes
brawn.
off my brawn.
Yeah.
That's still a D12 and a D4, though.
Okay. All right. So that takes it down to a 6. That was another momentum for me, correct?
4.
I will allow you to re-roll that with correct process, because I can see you through this door.
Yeah, you see him attempting to grasp onto the magic. What do you say?
13.
I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna like point. No, like I'm like reaching through the window. No. You have to turn the ring. No, just that way. Just a little bit to the left. No, a little bit to the right. There you go.
You can currently use your hemomancy powers at a strength of 1, correct?
Yes.
And what hemomancy powers do you have right now? Inner strength and cursed magic.
Cursed magic.
Okay. You cast. Or you use inner strength on yourself as the ring activates, and it's used at a strength of 3 with the effects of your choice.
Let's go.
3. Okay.
And because your description was so cool, I'm also going to let you like little lunge at him for that extra attack that you have. Look at that one lonely momentum you guys got over in that ball. Man.
I am going to...
Be careful. You don't die before you use them.
So I do take a necrotic wound for that activation, and my wound threshold does decrease by 1. So I got 2 hit points left.
You're trying to tell somebody to heal you?
I am letting people know that I am killing myself to make this happen if nobody does anything about it. I am going to activate the effect that increases the duration to an hour and no longer requires my focus for 1 of those extra points. And then I am also going to increase it by an additional 1 so that I get +2.
Okay.
So I am now at a strength or a brawn of 6 since I was lowered by 1 and then raised it.
Yes.
No, I'm at a 5 because I'm lowered by 1.
Now,
and
keep in
by
mind, when that increases your brawn, that also increases your wound threshold by 4 for the hour because you're increasing your brawn by 2.
That's true.
So now your wound threshold's up. So set it to what it is for the next hour.
So my wound threshold.
It's gone up 3 because you lost 1, basically.
Yeah, so I'm at a wound threshold of 11.
Yes. Whew. With the however many wounds you currently have. Deratsine, things are growing dark. Before you enter...
Do I get the attack?
Yes, I apologize. Go ahead and make your attack. He is going to use momentum to make his dodge test easy.
He still has to be a 20.
Okay. He got a 22.
Fucking vampires.
As he shifts to the side, he catches your fist, and then he literally tosses you back and sends you into this chamber. Deratsine, you can hear the violence in the small chamber just outside the door building to a precipice. But all of your senses are floundering as darkness takes you. Would you like to attempt to stabilize yourself? Or if you would like, I will let you simply shift forward onto the floor. Because at the same time that you're in this moment where you're fighting for your life, you're still feeling that glimmer, what's left of your senses, your nostrils, drawing you to the pool of blood. So much so that even as you're grasping at your throat, which is bleeding out, you can feel your mouth start to water.
Well, as much as me as a player would love to turn into a vampire, Dari does not.
Yeah. All right, so go ahead and make your...
So what do I do?
We haven't done this one. Go check this guy.
The way we did it last time was instead of an incidental test like it used to be, we just started it at like the
6. Have you gone down at all since your long rest?
I
don't think so.
No.
So yeah, you need to make a con test against a 6.
Just Constitution? Is this
yes.
Constitution or willpower?
Oh, or resolve. Or willpower.
So willpower is better.
Do it.
7.
7. All right. You do stabilize. Currently, as you stabilize, you feel the effects of the bite kind of lay waste to your form. And as you're kind of pulling yourself up on your elbows, you would also find your brawn and agility decrease by 1.
Can they?
They can go below. So you're currently at 0.
My brawn and agility are both 0 by default.
Yeah. So your body is like withering away right now.
Okay.
So you need to be careful. But you're still rolling d4s. You can't roll below a d4.
What does that make my max wound threshold?
We'll say that
it's a minimum of 1.
Yeah.
But that also accounts for the fact that you can't set yourself to negative.
So would I be
at
1?
So you'd be at 1, yes.
Okay.
You do get a health wound removed when you stabilize.
Yeah. So you stabilize, and it removes a health wound. But you had another health wound, so we'll just say that you're stabilized and you're conscious, but you can't really do anything right now. You need to
we don't track the negative of anything?
Yeah, we won't worry about that right now.
Okay. Because I would have been at -2.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay.
All right. He shifts as that's happening. He shifts back towards the door, and he looks through it, and he sees you pulling yourself up to your feet, and he says, "A poor choice." And then he looks to Charles, and he says, "You know what to do. Kill them all." And then he kind of gives Charles this meaningful look from behind his helm, and he'll say, "Give them everything." And then he's going to start to walk towards this door. Are all your turns done? Yes, I believe so. Okay. He's going to walk to this door. He's going to stop where V is at on the ground, and he's going to look down at you, and he's going to use a power. He's going to use that power to cast Cursed Magic on you. And I need you to make a Constitution test against a 16.
Seven.
Okay.
So I can beat that, but not even close.
He's going to reduce your agility. But do you have any agility at all?
I had 2 agility, so now I'm at 0, I guess, if
he's going to reduce it. Well, you
lowered me by 1. And then this lowered me by 1.
Yeah. And then he's going to walk over this way and just start heading out. Charles is going to rush up on Jensen, and he's going to make 2 strikes, just unarmed punches, basically straight at you, Jensen. However, the Grey Knight is going to use his reaction to step into the first attack. And when he steps into it, he attempts to catch that fist for you. So each of you is making a dodge test for separate attacks now.
Okay.
He does not catch it. He takes 4 bludgeoning damage and gets slammed up against the wall. How did you do, Jensen?
I got a 9.
9, okay. All right. That also fails, so you take 4 bludgeoning damage.
All right, I take 2.
Thralls are removed, so it becomes your guys' turns. Actually, it is still his turn. He's gonna move to here, and he's gonna exit out this door. Who's up?
Did I feel my vitality come back when Dare stabilized?
Yeah, we'll say when he's stabilized, the -1's dropped off.
Okay, so I still have at least 1 agility then.
Yeah, you have 1 agility, so you're good. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about chasing him down.
I am, but the fact that I can't use my deed to move extra, and he gets 2 turns, automatically makes it I'm pretty fucked trying to catch up to him.
And your agility's lower too.
Well,
I'm gonna get away. I'm not gonna be able to do shit about it.
2 to 1 won't change my range band movement speed.
Cool.
Yeah, you guys do whatever you're gonna do. I'll think about it.
I'm gonna run around him and attempt to knock his defenses, not like knock him off balance, basically. And as an action, I'm gonna use my shove feature this time and do contest athletics checks and try to shove him.
Okay. You got a 16. He runs to the door that you're stuck behind. After he picks up the sword, he throws his whole shoulder into it, and he actually manages to shove it open.
Oh, thank you. I take it you're the Grey Warden?
He'll nod. He is in full breastplate and loincloth.
That's a good look, though I'm sure you've known better.
It takes me 10 minutes to don my armor, so...
Oh, that's a long time. Well, I'm not sure we have that, but if there's anything I can do to help, you let me know.
If I still had a squire, it would take 5.
Well, I'm not going to be your squire, but I will be your ally.
He'll not.
Did you fail that check, Jensen?
Yes.
I'm gonna say...
I did.
I'm gonna, look over the Grey Warden's shoulder and say, No, Jensen, your left foot needs to be behind your right when you do that maneuver, and I'll let you re-roll it.
Alright. We'll try. Ah, fuck. It's still just a 12.
Yeah, he just shoves you back each time you try to shove into his body.
Cool.
Who we still got?
Ugly fuck. And I'm gonna use my deed to attack him.
Sure.
23.
23. That hits. It's another 5 wounds. He stumbles back a bit from that strike. It's got a lot of wounds.
I'm not going to use my reaction yet.
Okay.
I'm going to use that opportunity to move past the warden.
Yeah,
as I pass him, I'm going to stop and I'm going to look back into the room and I'm going to say, "Don't touch the candlestick."
The candlestick back.
I'm going to go in here. Is this door open?
No, it's locked. But when you look through the door, you see Daracine laying in a puddle that's a mix of his own blood and a strange, discolored blood.
Dr. Valtz, are you okay in there? We'll get you out of there as soon as we can.
I'm not okay.
Well, you're going to be. Just hang on for a little bit longer.
Think you can get up and pick this door for us real quick?
I don't have a whole lot that I can do to help.
Throw a poultice at him through
I was going to say, I can toss him a poultice if that'll help.
Yeah, I mean, it might.
And if I got 1 wound back, then I'm at full anyway.
That's true. I think she still would anyway, because she doesn't know what the fuck you just endured.
You can see that he's holding onto his neck and it's bleeding.
Yeah, I'm going to push it through and I'm going to say, this will stop the bleeding at the very least. That's all I've got at the moment, but we'll find you something better. I'll look around if there's a lever or something.
Make a perception test.
Okay. If it's hidden, this is easy.
It is, so that'll take it down.
Ironically, I'm better at finding hidden things than visible things. I got an 8.
Yeah, you don't notice any mechanisms.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep searching, keeping a close eye on this large man.
Yeah, you got it. All right, Maximilian.
Yep.
I've purposely put myself between you, Miss Price, and Monster.
I've done that as well.
Chivalry does exist. Yeah. All right, Max. What do you want to do?
So is the monster looking like we're having a significant effect on it?
Yeah, it's got a lot of wounds and stuff. It just doesn't seem to be going down.
I've been trying to slice at particular areas, I know to help bring it down and shit. Well,
It definitely, you've seen it react and feel pain and stuff. It's just really tough. There might be an easier way to hurt it than this, but you haven't figured it out yet.
it is taking the extra damage, so it's definitely a monstrosity, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Have we seen the indication that it's afraid of or vulnerable to fire?
Haven't tried that.
It's a shy away from torchlight.
Now that you've noticed.
Okay. Could I make a lore check or test or something to see if I would have any idea if that's the case?
It's difficult well, I'll tell you what, make a perception test.
Okay.
Target number is 10.
I can technically hit that.
And you can spend momentum to make it easier.
I'm okay.
Sure.
I got a 7.
Man, I gave you one back. Yeah. You're not sure. I'll tell you what you are sure about. He doesn't... Charles... So time stopped here. And in the photos before time stopped, you were under the impression that Gareth Harlow, who looks more or less the same as when everything occurred, now that you've seen him up close, you were under the impression that he had 2 children that were fairly young. So
Okay.
it doesn't seem like Charles's mental capacity is matching up with his like size and stuff.
Yeah.
We do know that Gareth was able to break the kind of time bubble in some way, at least.
Yeah. Well, you do know that he or some servants of his have been exiting and re-entering, for sure. Otherwise, it wouldn't be possible for some of that stuff to be here.
Yeah.
So do I like offer him candy or? That would. I mean, it's almost Halloween. This is our Halloween session, right? So.
I think you should telekinetically propel candy at his face.
Mm-hmm.
Aim for the eyes.
All right. Well, if no one else has any immediate suggestions, I think I'm just going to chuck stuff at him again.
We don't hate that.
No, that's fine.
All right.
I'll live for one more turn for sure. But
Max is going to like risk a quick glance down the corridor at Charles and say, "Well, there do appear to be a handful of flagstones left." And then he'll motion the boy to stay back again, and then he'll start reading from his pocketbook and gesturing, and I'll fling more floor tiles at him.
He got a 6, a 7, and a 9.
Don't want these ones. That's the wrong combination. Okay. Let's see. We got here a 7. And then an 8.
Wow. Just beat both of those by 1.
And then 15.
All right. That's 5 more instances of... or 3 more instances of how much damage? 4?
4 damage each.
Oof, yeah. The last one, his body kind of rocks back and forth. And then he slips down to the ground and collapses and just basically in the middle of this section.
Max will have already, like, as soon as the flagstones were moving, we just, like, duck back around the corner, but as soon as he hears the crash, he'll, like, peek back around again. Say, oh, well, that went better than expected.
We're done, Max, I'll yell out. Yeah.
He'll motion for the boy to come to him again and then pick him up and start walking to join the others.
We need to get this door open. The doctor's hurt.
Jensen, you want to try to break that open or something?
I will. I'll go.
V, what are you doing?
I'll go back here, then I'll get a running start, and I'll try to fucking bust through it.
I am going to... Would it be possible to run out this door here, ripping it off its hinges as I go, and then hurling it at that one to kind of bash open that door and catch him if he's like just barely made it outside of the door?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna do that because my 2 range bands can get me there.
You rip the door off the hinges. You throw it. Go ahead and make one of your unarmed attack offense rolls. He's going to make an offense roll to try to catch it, I think, as it breaks through the door.
16.
All right. You throw it, and it smashes through the door, and on the other side of it, you see as it breaks the door in front of you off of its hinges, you see the piece of broken door and wrought iron fly out, and you see Harlow turn and go and catch the chunk in his hand. He drops it on the ground.
Coward.
And then he'll lean back and he'll gather magic in his hands. Fine. You've both been disappointments to me. And he'll launch it at you. Go ahead and make a dodge test for me.
So I know I lost the interrupt spell. You said there was still going to be some level of that. How is that working now?
It's not activating right now, so don't worry about it.
Okay. Okay. 5. I'm sure I dodged that.
You did not. The bolt of otherworldly energy slams into you. It flings you back against this wall, and it does 5 necrotic damage.
Does armor stall that?
Sure does. It's only 1, right?
Yep.
He shifts. Fine. You can come with me. And he'll snap his finger at you. Make a resolve test for me.
Don't like that.
This is against a target. It's not against a target number. It's actually against his power roll, which is a 16.
I go with it because I can't beat that.
You guys don't see it, but V disappears on the other side of the chamber. This door is broken down. As you rush in, you step through the puddle of blood on the floor. And you guys find Dr. Daracine.
I'll
Poultice him.
I'll do the best I can to stop the bleeding and
Make a medicine test for me. Is it medicine? Yeah, medicine. It's against a target number of 12.
I'd help, but I probably can't right now.
that's fair.
I'll actually let you help in this situation to make it easy. That'll take it down to a 9.
Okay, so I've got +2 to this.
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
Okay, I got a 10.
Okay.
Hey.
So, you can walk and move around. You're at 1 health wound. She had to bandage your throat pretty heavily. That wound does not appear to be healing.
Cool.
Yep. What would all of you like to do?
Oh.
The Grey Warden steps around the body and walks past you, Max, and starts putting more of his armor on. And as he does, he turns and he looks at you and he gives you kind of like a begrudging look of respect. I am not usually one to compliment a magical trickster, but good job.
Max will doff his hat and give a bow and say, well, if you'd like to see more, I do shows twice weekly. And then he'll just walk off with the boy.
He'll shake his head. Make a perception test against a target number of 10 as you walk away, Max.
Okay.
Whoa!
That was cool.
You brought him back.
Again.
I got 8.
You hear him mutter something under his breath as you walk away. You can't make out the words, though. And then he eventually follows you into this room in the Grey Warden's armor.
Nice.
As all
Where
of you-
did V go?
Yeah, and when you look back, you would see where the table was broken and V was collapsed. He is now gone. You do hear this guy grumbling as he's still trying to like claw and chew his way out of his
Man.
tie downs on the table as well. And
You have to go after V.
That's what I was about to do. And yeah, I'm fucking going.
all right, everybody runs off, and as all of you dash off back into the connecting room to try to find your ally, we're going to take our break.
I guess I would look at the warden first. I would say, we plan to find our friend and track down Gareth. Are you with us?
He'll look to you and he'll say, my quest does not end until the vampire is dead.
A hunter after my own heart.
I would certainly hope not. I'll just look at the Grey Warden holding my sword cane.
He'll step into this room and he'll pull like an actual long sword from like the weapons and stuff that you guys had found around the room, and he'll hand you the cane sword back and he'll swing it a few times, and then he'll look for a shield and he'll pull the shield out and he'll say, there, much more my style. And then as all of you walk out, we'll go ahead and take our break. And then when we get back, let's say around 8:30, we'll see if we can find V, whether or not he's alive.
Oh boy.
Probably dead.
Was
Right,
he ever
I mean,
alive?
he's already dead.
You step out into the adjoining chamber that had the other, like a north passage and a west passage as well. The room is empty. At this point, just before you guys jump into another scene, or we jump into a scene with V, I want the rest of you that are still in a group together to consider, like, quickly, like, updating everybody on how they're doing and stuff. If anyone's, like, super hurt, or
When we get to
there
that
are things
room,
you would notice as all of you enter this room. Some
they
of the
get
adrenaline is worn off. Things are coming back.
I immediately go over to the table. You see me kind of like stumble over the table, and like I'll put my hand down pretty heavily and stick my scimitar on the table, and then put my other hand on the table and just kind of like take a huge deep breath. And I am pretty fucked up.
Let me tend to some of your wounds, Jensen, before we continue.
That would be, yeah, I'm not sure. Did you say that was a vampire?
Maximilian is also carrying the child.
Yeah, I'll be kind
Yeah,
of checking him out as we're getting ready.
yeah. Max would set the boy down once he rejoins you, and everything seems safe, and he seems to be a bit out of breath and leaning on his cane more heavily than usual.
Yes, it seems we're all a little worse for wear. I'm afraid I've got no more poultices, and well, I think I might be out of magical power for the day. I'll certainly need to rest to create some more sigils, but I've still got my wits about me, and well, it's gotten me this far.
And my dear Miss Price, as any of us can attest, they are the most dangerous thing about you.
Much appreciated, Maximilian. And Morgan, how are you doing? I'll kneel down to kind of check him out.
He huffs. I want to go back to the inn.
Yes, we'll get you back to the inn. But we're going to need a little bit of luck, and I'll take out my scarf and I'll wrap it around his neck, and I'll kind of look at him. I'll say, "This scarf is magically enchanted for some extra luck. Make sure you keep it safe."
Make a persuasion or deception test.
All right.
Target number 6.
Oh, excuse me. I took a feature that makes persuasion
to children easy.
That is true. Well, kind of, yes. I took book knowledge, and so persuasion is based on my wits now. Also, I have 2 ranks, so I auto pass a 6.
You sure do.
Yeah, so
he smiles.
I'll give him like a little too complicated for a child explanation of like what this enchantment is, but I'm clearly making it all up. Like talking about the weave of the thread and like
He'll take your hand
colors.
as he stands up.
Yeah.
All right, where are all of you going?
I'm gonna say, as I start to like get a little health back, I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna say, "Well, my friend Max, I am certainly glad you are on our side. You were highly effective back there. Saved my ass."
Max will say, "Oh no, old chap, you deserve the lion's share of the credit. I was merely chucking a few rocks.
Like,
Anybody could have done the same."
well, you did it. Well done.
Yes,
We probably gotta go though.
Maximilian, you and I should compare show notes sometime. I'd like to know how you make your performances work.
He would tap the side of his nose and say, "Oh, Miss Price, as you should know as well as anyone, a good magician never reveals his tricks."
And I have that in common, Max.
Well, you are almost too charming, my friend, and if it were not for how effective you have been, I might not believe it. And kind of chuckles and tries to bring he's trying to bring a little more of a positive air around this. Like, we're gonna fucking get through this.
I'm gonna take a couple drops of laudanum.
Just a couple?
Just a couple.
The Grey Knight will kind of nod and look at all of you, and he'll say, "Obviously, we cannot deny we are in a grim situation, but I still think we have a chance." And he's going to reach out, and he's going to touch the end of your sword, Jensen.
Oh.
And he is going to
shatter it.
Yep. Yeah. And then he turns into Gareth. Yeah. That'd be so fucked up. He's going to use a power on it, I think. Is what he's going to do.
While he's doing that, I'll go to work on Jensen.
Oh, I thought you'd already done it. Yeah, I was going to ask you.
This probably hurt. My hands are still a bit shaky. You get 4 wounds back.
Wow. Excellent.
Patch you up twice.
Much. Puts me at 5. Weird. That's solid. Well, I'm just... Whew. We make a good team.
Actually, I think instead of touching your sword, he's going to... after Daracine finishes patching up your wounds, I think he's going to bless Daracine. So Daracine, for the next hour, anytime you make a defense skill check, you consider your attribute dice 1 rank higher, basically. So anytime you make a dodge, a constitution...
Am I still at -1?
No, because he patched your wounds up.
Okay.
You are definitely suffering from the effects of some kind of disease, but you're not sure what it's doing to you. You're feeling weaker than normal. But that's more of like a roleplay element at this point.
Okay.
It's not like so drastic that it's affecting your mechanics. Alright.
Sounds good.
So, there is a passage north and a passage west. Where would you like to go?
The one north is the one we originally heard Gareth from, right?
Yeah.
That might be a place of significance considering that's also where Charles was, right?
It was where he was talking to Charles originally.
Yeah.
Might be a good idea to head down that way. That is where we heard Charles and Gareth before.
You are right.
This is a
We'll
good
have to be
idea.
on our guard for sure.
I'll get out in front and make my way towards the door to north.
You push open the door. All of you see a straight passage that leads to a door on the far side, and it looks like there's some cells that are built into the walls on either side. It's like two long cells that stretch up the sides of this hallway that leads to this door. The door itself is jammed into broken rock, and it appears to be shut tightly, though there is no lock or anything on your side of the door. It's just like a jammed doorway, or at least that's how it appears. As you move closer, Jensen, your sword starts to glow, and all of you in the party hear from the far right cell some shuffling or movement.
Keep your wits about you. We are not alone.
It would seem our friend Gareth has room for a great number of experiments.
Friend.
It also seems he moved past his initial prisoners and onto the guards and servants. He clearly was not satisfied with his original specimens.
Evidently not.
As all of you move closer, you see within this large cell a growling, monstrous form. Large yellow eyes glowering through the bars. This appears to be another homunculus, slightly smaller than the one that was at the church being used by the masked men. And it is caged up in this spot. This homunculus in particular appears to be some kind of alchemical creation or combination of a lion, a snake, and a goat.
Oh boy.
The Harlow family pet.
Could make perception tests. The highest target number is going to be 10.
Six.
I only got an 8.
5.
Max, you kind of get distracted by the doorway that's to the left of all of you as you're looking at this, the one at the end of the hall. It is literally just a door jammed into that spot with no like handle or anything. It's strange. It's like off. What did everyone else get? 8. Okay. Charlotte, you would notice that the homunculus that's caged, it's got several old and new wounds. It looks like it's probably been like prodded or jabbed by the ends of lances a lot. It also has a large wrought iron collar around its neck that's got points that are digging into its neck. And it's got like rings on it that it looks like they can probably run chains through to like control its movement like a leash.
I wonder if we can convince this beast not to harm us if we let it go. Perhaps it will pursue Gareth.
The Grey Knight just turns and looks at her. And that was not the suggestion I was expecting.
Well, if you've been through what I have, Mr. Grey Knight, I've seen... You'll find that things are much stranger than they seem.
We kill one of these, we can probably kill one again. I am for trying to win this beast over. Maybe it hated its master just as much as we do at this point.
Well, by all means, I'm not even very good with dogs, so if you don't mind, I'm just going to sit back and wait for one of you to be eaten.
Whew, that's no dog.
How's everyone else feeling about this plan? Not you, V, because you're not here. You're dead, obviously.
You're eating ice cream in the ice cream room.
In spirit, V loves this plan.
We figured.
I think V would be all for it.
You would.
I can't say I love the idea of this thing being on the loose, but if it's hunting the right person, I suppose I'm not against it.
I'm gonna go up to the bars, like not getting close enough where it could reach out and slap me or anything, but I'm gonna kind of crouch down so that I'm like at eye level with it, and I'm gonna say,
It snaps at the bar.
I'm gonna say, we are not your enemy. We are your friend. We also want to end the reign of Gareth Harlow. I'm gonna see if it like reacts to the name.
It doesn't. It seems like too animalistic to really understand like language if you're just going to try to convince it by speaking to it.
I mostly just wanted to see if it reacted to Gareth's name.
Not really.
Okay. I'll take some food out of my bag.
Sure.
Like some bread or something, and I'll kind of like toss it so that it's just like beyond the bars?
It's kind of it approaches in a lunge and it snaps at you through the bars, and then it moves to like hastily collect the food. As it turns to collect the food, it's where its tail is. There's like spindled ends of snakes that are like hissing and snapping at you as well.
That thing nasty from the front and the back.
I don't suppose there's any way we could remove this collar without opening the door. Does anyone have any ideas?
Make a roll a lore test against like an 8 for me, Charlotte.
I can't fail this, actually.
Okay, so you feel like this animal would probably respond better to like bribery, like what you just did, or like use of body language.
Sure, yeah. We had a dog growing up, but it was nothing like this.
Can I attempt to assess weakness monsters and try it my way?
Yeah, sure.
It's perception skill, study skill roll against a perception skill roll, the monstrosity type. I'm getting any more this either, but I got a 4.
What is your feature?
If you succeed at skill class, you learn that creature's weaknesses. It's no more specific than that.
Okay. So, one sec.
I need the points to take this feature a second time, because if I do, I can just take one wound of my sanity and automatically.
You know that this creature is a creature that's easy to mentally manipulate, but it's deadly to like actually physically fight.
Yeah. Okay.
That it has claws and fangs that are definitely like more enhanced than a standard unarmed attack. And you can tell that it's got like a very thick hide, so even though it's not like something that's wearing armor, it's probably going to be able to just like ignore weaker attacks. Much like the one you fought before. Also, you know from the last time that it has the ability to regenerate its wounds slowly. You can tell that this thing's like a carnivore.
Yeah, sure. I got you. Yeah.
Would someone mind going back into the prison room and getting one of those limbs from that cell? Perhaps if we can satiate its hunger, it might be a little more amenable.
Ooh. Yeah, we'll feed him every limb if we have to. If it makes him not kill us. I'll go grab a couple.
Okay.
I don't know how many there are. I'll grab.
There's a pile of limbs. You
I will pick them up and come back in, holding them like this with all the different hands up in my face.
Yeah, and feet and stuff.
Yeah. And like dump them on the ground, and like I'll get pretty close to the cage. It doesn't really bother me, and I'll be like, in the first one, and the second, and like just toss them in a couple different places in the cell.
You can make a persuasion test or an insight test here.
Insight would be better for me.
Can I help him with insight?
Yeah, in this situation, because you guys are kind of trying to like tame a beast. Sure.
What does that do?
Target number is the target number. Okay. The target number would have been like a 12, so that would have put it down to a 9. So it still wasn't high enough. It doesn't seem super convincing.
You got some more of them re-rolls?
I do have one left.
I don't know if you want to use it on that then.
Go for it.
Okay.
I mean, this could.
So going for a 9.
Yeah.
Fuck. No.
Okay.
Worse.
It's stopped being aggressive. It's been satiated, and now it's just kind of like chewing on the limbs in the back of the chamber. But so far, you have not been able to like make it like want to approach you or like sniff you at the bars or anything like that. After some time,
well, we let this thing out. I still think there's a good chance that he'll turn on us.
I do agree, unfortunately. Perhaps he's best left in here for now. And once we've dealt with Gareth and whatever else he has in store for us, perhaps we can come back and find a better solution. But at
Put it
least
down
now he's got
humanely
something to eat.
Put it down humanely, at the very least.
If needed, yes.
Aye. Go find our large friend.
Max, as this has been going on,
Mm-hmm.
what have you been doing? And Daracina, you as well, if you've been doing anything other than watching them.
I think I would be looking for signs, like even going back into the hall when Jensen left, looking at the other door for signs of where Gareth might have gone. If there's anything.
As you step back out into the joining room, go ahead and make a perception test. It's against a target number of 12.
$16.
All right. You do find signs. You actually find some signs. More specifically, you find one of V's fingers crawling around on the ground. It seems like he might be out of range of control, so it doesn't know what to do.
Well,
and it looks like it was in the arch of the passageway that you all went through, so you're at least heading in the right direction. As that happens, I need you to make a dodge test for me against a target number of 8.
And I get a bonus to my agility because of the plus?
Yes, you do.
It's one rank higher, I think.
One rank higher.
Seven.
Oh man! As you do, you hear like a sheer metal ringing noise, like something's tearing, and you see stomping down the steps with one of the spikes torn off of the wrought iron spikes that were protecting the arch coming down into this room. You see the headless horseman who lifts it up and throws it just clear across the room. It does catch you. And you take 2 wounds of piercing damage.
If I take damage, I'm down.
Okay. V collapses in the hall. You see he's got what looks like a wrought iron spike running through his stomach right now. Or sorry, Daracine collapses in the hall of the arch of the hall.
I will make sure that Morgan is in a safe spot away from the doorway.
Actually, I'll say that he gets launched back to you guys by the force of it. So he's in the same general area at the end that you are.
Oh shit.
Maximilian, you were turning to look at this door just before this was happening. Did you want to roll any tests on it? It's
on the door?
Yeah, I mean, did you want to try to inspect it? Like you're trying to figure out how to get through it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll make a check.
I'd mind that.
Do you want to? When you run the dragon shard over it, as you try to, you can actually make a study here if you wanted. As you try to study it, you would see a glimmer, like might be some kind of enchantment on it.
Okay. One of those. 14 on the study check.
Okay. Yeah, so the glimmer, as you trace it up and down and around the sides of the door, you find sigils at the door's corners. Arcane sigils. It looks like this door is designed so that the person who wants to use it has to be able to cast an equivalent energy of a power or a spell into it. You're not sure exactly how, but you're pretty sure it needs to be probably arcane.
Just casting arcane energy into the door?
That's it. It's like they're like channeling sigils, so it's designed to keep people out who can't do that.
Okay.
You could also just try to break it.
Well, it's not really Max's cup of tea.
No, I mean like spellcraft. It is. It's like you could just try to
enchantment. I'll try to figure out how to pump energy into it.
Sure. You do feel like you're going to have to do make a make another study test for me against the target number 10.
Okay. Five.
You're not sure how much, but you feel like it needs like a respectable amount of energy, and it's going to like pull it from you whether you want it to or not. So you can tell that it's probably going to work around. It's probably going to affect you even if you have features that would make things free.
Okay.
Not require slots. So just consider that when you decide how big of a cast you want to do. As that's happening,
why would I have features that make things free? Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's totally ridiculous.
Who would put something like that in there?
That's absolutely insane. As that happens, you would hear and see Darasine's body crashing through this room, launched, pinned midway through a wrought iron spike.
Max is just going to go for it.
Okay. And how big of a strength do you want to try to pump into this thing?
Let me. What I got? Do strength 3.
Okay. You start to channel this arcane energy into it. As you do, the rest of you are rushing to Darasine. Is anybody doing anything immediately besides picking him up?
I will direct Jensen to very carefully take this thing out. And I'll,
okay.
I mean, as a person, I don't know anything about.
Yeah, he's going to start bleeding a hell of a lot when I do. So we need to be quick about whatever we're going to do.
You definitely need to pull it through his. You need to grab the end that's sticking out of his back that has the spiked end, and you need to pull the rest of it through if you want to do it that way. You know that much.
Okay. Perhaps we get him to someplace safer, actually. Do you think you can carry him, Jensen?
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Yep.
I'm already going to pick him up.
You guys lift him up. As you do, all of you gather and you look back towards Maximilian and you see the doorway expanding in front of him as he channels energy through it, and he pushes it open with his magic. And behind all of you, you hear a soft cackling from the steps as you see the Headless Horseman marching in your direction.
I will pick up Morgan and
run through the door.
Run through the door.
All right. All of you rush through the door, and Maximilian steps in after all of you, and he closes it behind all of you.
Ooh. Clutch.
And all of you watch it shrink. And as that happens, your party is greeted by the sound of a quiet, kind of rolling boil, like water boiling in the distance. And as you hear that boiling, that bubbling, that popping, we kind of pan away from all of you down a hall into a side room where V, you find yourself torn into a space, a dark chamber with barred doors. You see 4 raised stone sarcophaguses dominating the center of a temple-like chamber, and a large, bold brazier of boiling red blood on a raised pedestal in stone. As you kind of take in these details of the chamber just outside this room you're locked in, Gareth's face slips into view, looking at you through the window of the little cell. So, what to do with you? I've found that most undead are not worth their weight. Though I must say, you have quite a bit more of a mind than any I have met, other than a vampire, of course.
It's funny. I've only met one other undead. And I don't think you're worth your weight either.
Well, how about this then? I'll leave you in there, and you can watch from your little cell as I kill your friends. I'll even save Dercine for last. Maybe give him a second chance, if he's even still alive.
I look forward to being the last face that you'll ever see.
Go ahead and make a perception test for me.
I'm not good at those at all.
Target number is like a 6.
I can technically hit that.
Yeah.
Hey, I barely hit that. 6.
So, you're in like a 8x10 stone jail cell. There's a raised stone section in an alcove at the back end that's got like basically nothing on it. That's probably where like somebody's supposed to lay down and sleep. And there's a bucket in this room. The door in front of you, it's a heavy like wooden door that's braced in iron. And it's got like another one of those little windows, kind of like the cells in the other chambers.
Do I get any sense of, I'm assuming I probably don't, but any sense of like how far away I was taken?
No.
Okay. I figured that, but it was
The
worth
stonework is similar to the other chambers.
Is he like teleported?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if he was like forcibly, like magically pulled or something.
He was teleported.
I'm sorry, did you say if I saw any like doors or exits to this
There's
chamber?
one in front of you. That's the one he was talking. He's talking to you through the window of one. He's stepped away from you now, and he's standing in front of the large boiling bowl of blood. He's a classic vampire villain. His arms are spread. He's taking it in.
I meant if I looked out that little window that I have in my door,
Yeah.
could I see like an exit or anything outside of that one?
No, you cannot.
How sturdy does the door look?
If it's just the physical door that you see in front of you, you feel pretty confident you can break it down. It is a very sturdy door. But you're really strong.
Sturdy.
Very strong right now.
You broke a sturdier door off its hinges already. Like an hour ago. Gameplay time.
I mean, honestly, for the time being, the inner strength lasts for an hour, so I'm just gonna bide my time for now.
All right.
And try to wait and see if people catch up. But if they don't before that runs out, I'm obviously going to try to, if it gets to the point where there's like 5-10 minutes left in the power before it runs out, I'm going to try and make a move because I'm going to be severely fucked without the extra brawn that's giving me.
Yeah. Well, you, so far have only used like 10 minutes of it, we'll say.
Okay.
As we cut away from you, back to the rest of the party. And you shift down into the next set of chambers. All of you still hear that resounding cackle from behind. And ahead, you hear a soft boiling, the bubbling and popping I spoke of. It's distant in a chamber down a long hall, but you're almost feeling like you're being led there along a red carpet with gold trim, a decadent display in a crumbling manner. And as you move in on Gareth Harlow for one final fight, I think we'll call our chapter there. And next time we play, we'll see how you do.
Well, when handling with all of our resources.
With all of our
We'll start.
Should I roll now or?
We'll start with your roll. They're carrying you down. It will be against a 9 this time because it was against a 6 last time. So
I'm sure that'll be fine.
yeah, I'm sure that'll be fine.
I'm gonna love this.